All right, so I know you've been spending some serious time with AI, like really getting into it,
You bet.
especially these large language models.
Yeah,
All the rage.
they
You've
are.
got your research articles, maybe even some hands-on coding experience,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
which is fantastic.
That's great.
Whether you're prepping for like a big meeting or trying to stay ahead of the curve or just fascinated by AI and all it can do,
It's exciting.
buckle up because we're about to take a deep dive
Definitely.
into two of the leading models out there right now.
Okay.
OpenAI's O3 Mini and DeepSeek's R1.
We're going to go beyond just, like, the specs and the marketing hype.
Right. We're going to dig deep.
We're going to figure out what really sets these models apart.
What are the strengths?
Yeah.
What are the weaknesses?
How makes them tick.
How can they help you?
Exactly.
Let's start with the price tag.
Yeah, that always gets attention.
Because AI development can be expensive.
It can be, very much so.
Cost is definitely a factor.
For sure.
And the cost per million tokens, by the way. When it comes to these reasoning models, it's actually pretty affordable.
It is.
Now, you might be wondering, what is cost per million tokens?
Yeah, good question.
Think of tokens like the building blocks of language.
Okay.
So the more tokens a model can process,
Right.
the more complex its output can be.
Makes sense.
And so the cost per million tokens is basically how much it costs to get the model to work its magic.
Okay. I see.
So O3 Mini, surprisingly low price.
Oh, wow.
It even undercuts some of OpenAI's own older models that aren't as sophisticated.
Really?
But here's where it gets interesting. DeepSeek's R1 is even cheaper,
Oh, wow. So DeepSeek is definitely
living up to their name.
the value-driven alternative.
Yeah, it's like they're throwing down the gauntlet.
Right, in OpenAI's backyard.
Right, challenging them on their home turf.
They are, for sure.
But low cost is only part of the equation.
Right.
How do these models actually perform when put to the test?
Right, so we decided to pit them against a pretty formidable opponent. The infamous advent of code challenges.
Oh, I've heard of this.
Yes.
This is like super intense coding.
It's an obstacle course.
Obstacle course, yeah.
Yeah, it really tests the limits of even, like, the most experienced programmers.
Yeah, people get really into this.
They do, yeah.
So how do they do?
So we focused on some of the toughest puzzles from last year's challenge.
Okay.
You know, ones that left even seasoned coders scratching their heads.
Okay, so we threw them in the deep end.
Threw them right in, yeah.
Let's see how they swim.
So first up was day 17,
Okay.
which involved simulating a 3-bit computer, a real brain teaser.
Okay.
Both O3 Mini and OpenAI's more advanced model, O1 Pro, managed to solve part 1.
So far, so good.
Yeah, but then neither one could crack part 2.
I knew it was going to get harder.
It did. So what was part 2? Part 2, you had to find a specific input that would make the program output a copy of itself.
Oh, wow. Like a self-replication thing.
Self-replication challenge, tricky.
Tricky, yeah.
And DeepSeek's R1 couldn't solve it either.
Oh, so round 1 was kind of a draw.
Yeah, I'd say so.
That's surprising.
It is.
What about day 21?
Day 21 was a doozy.
Oh, no.
You have to imagine giving instructions to a robot.
Okay.
It's controlling another robot.
Okay.
It's controlling yet another robot, and so on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like a whole chain of robots.
That sounds like something from a sci-fi movie.
It does.
So how did they do?
None of the models came close to solving it.
Oh, wow. So even AI has its limits.
It seems so.
Okay, so what about day 24?
Day 24.
This is where things get interesting.
Day 24 was a wild ride.
Okay.
It was all about binary logic gates and complex instructions leading up to the task of converting a binary number to decimal.
Okay.
So both O3 Mini and O1 managed to crack part 1, proving their prowess with complex calculations.
Okay, so OpenAI is pulling ahead.
It seems so, yeah.
What about DeepSeek's R1?
R1 completely struck out on day 24.
Oh, really?
Now, that doesn't mean it's a weaker model overall,
Right.
but it does suggest that the O models might have some kind of structural advantage
Okay.
when it comes to certain types of problem solving.
So it's like each model has its own strengths and weaknesses.
Exactly.
Like different cognitive styles.
Exactly.
That's pretty fascinating.
But here's where things get really fascinating. There's also a major philosophical difference between these two companies.
Okay, I'm listening. What's the philosophical showdown?
Well, DeepSeek believes in transparency,
Okay.
openly sharing its reasoning process,
Okay.
while OpenAI keeps its cards a little closer to the vest,
Keeps it secret.
black box approach.
So you can see the inner workings of DeepSeek's model.
You can.
But OpenAI, like, keeps everything hidden.
Exactly.
Why the secrecy?
Some people speculate that OpenAI might be a little concerned about protecting their IP,
Yeah,
maybe even worried about competitors learning too much about their techniques.
that makes sense.
Competitive field.
Especially in this field.
Yeah, this is a hot area.
So DeepSeek is all about openness and sharing.
Pretty much.
OpenAI is like, nope, we're going to keep this to ourselves.
Yeah, behind closed doors.
And this difference extends even further because DeepSeek has released a distilled version of R1.
They have.
Hold on, a distilled model. What does that even mean?
It's essentially a smaller, more efficient version of R1
Okay.
that's been trained on R1's own outputs.
So it's like, it's a mini-me version.
Exactly. That's a good way to put it.
Faster, lightweight,
Yeah.
but it retains the core capabilities. It's an
Exactly.
interesting approach.
It is.
DeepSeek sharing knowledge, making AI more accessible.
Trying to, yeah.
What does OpenAI think about this?
Well, let's just say they haven't been showering DeepSeek with praise.
Okay.
There's been some playful banter on Twitter, OpenAI, even kind of poking fun at the whole concept of distilled models.
Really? A little rivalry?
I'd say so, a little friendly rivalry.
Friendly rivalry.
Okay.
Maybe not so friendly.
This AI showdown is heating up.
It is.
I like it.
Me too.
But the distilled model concept raises a lot of questions.
Lots of questions. Like, how does this model actually compare to the original?
Right.
And what are the implications of making, these lighter, faster AI models?
Yeah, big questions.
Definitely things worth exploring further.
Yeah, sure.
But before we do that, let's shift gears
Okay.
and look at how these models perform in a real-world setting.
Right.
I want to hear a story.
I've got a great example.
Lay it on me.
From a developer who recently switched their AI agents from the pricey O1 to the more budget-friendly O3 Mini.
Okay, I love it. So what happened?
Get this. The agents performed just as well,
No way.
if not better,
Really?
using O3 Mini.
Wow.
And here's the kicker. 9 times cheaper.
9 times cheaper.
9 times.
That's a game changer.
It is.
Suddenly, AI development is a lot more accessible,
Way more.
especially for, startups and independent developers.
For sure.
That's amazing. O3 Mini is a serious contender.
Serious contender.
All right, time for the final showdown.
Okay.
We know O3 Mini boasts a massive 100,000 token output window, which is huge. I want to see how it handles the stress test.
All right, so we challenged them to generate as many output tokens as possible.
Okay.
The prompt we gave was a doozy, a comprehensive analysis of the entire history of computer science, a detailed explanation of AI and machine learning, and a complete guide to software development.
Oh my gosh, you really threw the kitchen sink at them.
We did. We wanted to see what they could do.
So you asked them to basically write an entire textbook
Basically,
on the spot.
on the spot.
Wow.
So R1 unfortunately fell short,
Okay.
maxing out at a measly 2,200 tokens.
That's not even close to its 8,000 limit.
Yeah, not even close.
What happened there?
It seems R1 might have hit some internal limitations with such a complex prompt.
Hey.
O3 Mini fared better, churning out over 20,000 tokens.
Okay, 20,000. Impressive.
It is.
But still a far cry from 100,000.
Yeah, you're right, a far cry.
So what do you think happened there?
It's possible that the prompt itself, with its emphasis on, deep analysis and explanation, led to excessive reasoning, which could have reduced the final output.
So maybe the prompt needs some tweaking to really unlock O3 Mini's full potential.
Perhaps.
Food for thought for all those AI prompt engineers out there.
Absolutely.
So let's take a step back
Okay.
and look at what we've uncovered so far.
All right.
We've seen these models go head-to-head, battle of the price,
Yeah.
battle of the performance,
Advent of code.
philosophical approach.
It's a clash of the titans.
It really is.
Each with its own strengths and weaknesses.
It's been quite a journey.
It has.
But this is just the beginning.
This is just the start.
There's so much more to uncover about these models and the future of AI.
Can't wait to dive deeper.
Let's continue this exploration in part 2.
Let's do it. Welcome back to our deep dive into AI. It's fascinating, to see how these models are evolving, each with its own, personality and strengths.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
We've seen how they stack up in terms of cost, how they perform on those advent of code challenges,
Right.
and even their philosophical differences.
Yeah, those are really interesting.
But there's still so much more to unpack.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, one thing that always intrigues me is, why are these reasoning models so different from each other?
Yeah, it's a great question.
What's going on under the hood that leads to these variations?
Yeah, what makes one model excel at logic puzzles
Right.
while another struggles, but it can generate these creative text formats?
Yeah, it's a complex question.
It is.
And researchers are still, like, exploring all these factors.
Yeah.
But one key difference lies in the underlying architecture
Okay.
and the data that these models are trained on.
Okay, let's break that down.
Sure.
What's the architectural difference between O3 Mini and R1?
So O3 Mini builds on the success of, its predecessors, GPT-3 and GPT-4.
Right.
It uses a transformer-based neural network,
Okay.
which has proven to be incredibly powerful for language processing.
So it's standing on the shoulders of giants,
Exactly.
benefiting from years of research and development.
Exactly. What about R1?
Yeah. What makes its architecture unique?
Well, R1 takes a different path. It leverages a novel architecture that DeepSeek calls the recursive reasoning network.
Okay.
They claim this structure allows the model to kind of break down complex problems into smaller, more manageable chunks.
Okay, so it's like more step by step.
Yeah, much like how humans approach problem solving.
That makes sense.
So, architecture is only part of the story.
Right. The data used for training also plays a huge role.
Huge role, yeah.
So O3 Mini has been trained on a massive data set
Massive, yeah.
of text and code
Yes.
carefully curated by OpenAI.
Yep, they've put a lot of effort into it.
It's like they're feeding the model this digital library of information,
Right.
allowing it to learn patterns, relationships, even coding styles.
Absolutely.
So O3 Mini is a voracious reader.
It is. It's consuming tons of data.
What about R1? What kind of data shapes its AI brain?
R1 takes a more diverse approach.
Okay.
It's trained on a rich blend of not just text and code, but also images, videos, and even audio recordings.
Audio recording, so it can understand spoken language.
It can, which is amazing.
Wow, that opens up some really interesting possibilities.
It does, for interacting with AI in a more natural way.
Yeah, it's like R1 is this multimedia prodigy,
That's a great way to put it.
learning from everything it can get its digital hands
Right.
on.
Exact.
And that difference in training data could explain why R1 might excel in tasks that require, understanding context and nuance.
Right, the subtleties of human communication.
Like the way we talk, the way we express ourselves.
Exact.
Makes me think back to those advent of code challenges.
Yeah.
Could the type of training data explain why O3 Mini outperformed R1 on day 24?
It's possible because day 24 involved a lot of, intricate calculations and binary logic.
Be very specific.
Very specific, and it's highly likely that O3 Mini's extensive training on code gave it an advantage.
Makes sense.
R1 might have struggled because it hadn't encountered as many examples of that specific type of coding problem during its training.
This highlights the importance of, really understanding the strengths and limitations of each model.
Absolutely.
Especially when you're choosing the right AI tool for a task.
You wouldn't use a hammer to screw in a light bulb.
Exactly. Right tool for the job.
Exactly.
So if you're looking for an AI assistant to help you with coding, especially like tasks involving complex calculations,
Right.
O3 Mini might be your best bet.
Good choice.
But if you need an AI that can understand and respond to natural language in a nuanced way,
Right, like a chatbot or something.
yeah, R1 could be the way to go.
Makes sense.
Okay, so let's shift gears for a moment
Okay.
and talk about one of the most exciting and maybe even mind-blowing aspects of AI,
All right, I'm ready.
its creative potential.
The creative potential of AI is incredible.
I've seen some amazing things
Me too.
AI can do with art, music. It seems like the possibilities are endless.
They are pretty much endless.
And one of the things that's generating a lot of buzz is O3 Mini's ability to generate 3D animation.
Oh, wow, 3D animation.
Yeah, like full-blown animated movies.
Not quite full-blown movies yet,
Okay.
but it can create these stunningly realistic 3D animations, even from, simple text prompts.
So I could type in something like, a majestic unicorn galloping through a field of flowers.
You could?
And O3 Mini could create an animation of that.
It could.
That's incredible.
It is. The quality would depend on, how detailed and specific your prompt is.
Right.
But the potential is definitely there.
Wow, that's mind-blowing.
It is.
It's like having a personal animator at your fingertips.
It's pretty amazing.
Does R1 have any comparable creative capabilities?
R1's strengths right now are more in the reasoning and problem-solving area.
Okay.
It hasn't been specifically designed for creative tasks like 3D animations.
So O3 Mini has the advantage in the creative realm, for now.
It does, but who knows what the future holds.
Right. Maybe R1 will develop some artistic talents down the line.
I would be surprised.
AI is constantly evolving, always exciting to see what new capabilities emerge.
Yeah.
But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We've talked about the technical aspects, the creative potential.
Yeah.
But what about practical applications?
Ah, yes, the real world stuff.
How are developers actually using these models in the real world?
That's a great question.
It's one thing to talk about AI in theory, but I want to know how it's actually being used
Right, to solve real problems.
to solve problems, to make a difference.
Absolutely, and we're seeing an explosion of innovative applications across all sorts of fields.
Give me some examples.
Okay, so we've got intelligent chatbots,
Okay.
virtual assistants
Right.
that can hold like natural conversations with people.
I've seen those. They're getting pretty good.
They are.
Yeah.
We've got tools that can automatically generate code, which saves developers a ton of time.
It's amazing. So AI is already having a real impact
Oh, absolutely.
on how we work, how we interact with technology.
It's changing everything.
It's pretty incredible.
And it's not just about making things easier or more efficient. AI is also being used to tackle some of the world's most challenging problems.
Like what?
Like, for example, did you know that AI is being used in drug discovery?
AI is helping to develop new medicines.
It is.
That's incredible.
Researchers are training AI models to analyze vast data sets of molecular structures. Okay, so think about the personalized recommendations you get on streaming services
Okay.
or online shopping platforms.
Right. Those are powered by AI, right?
Powered by AI algorithms that learn your preferences.
So it's creating a more like curated and customized online experience.
Exactly. So it can be convenient,
Yeah.
but it can also be a little bit unsettling.
Right. Because it's like, how much does this AI know about me?
Exactly. And there's the risk of, filter bubbles and echo chambers.
Right. Where we're only exposed to information that confirms our biases.
Exactly.
That's a valid concern.
It is.
Highlights the importance of, responsible AI development.
For sure.
Transparency, accountability.
Absolutely. As AI becomes more integrated into our lives,
Right. It's only going to become more important.
we need to be mindful of the potential consequences.
It's good and bad.
Both good and bad, exactly.
But despite these challenges,
Yeah.
I am incredibly optimistic about the future of AI.
Me too.
I think it has the potential to really make a positive impact
It does, for sure.
on the world.
Yeah, we just need to approach it with a healthy dose of,
Caution
yeah.
and excitement.
And excitement, exactly.
Because it really is a powerful tool.
Powerful tool.
So let's talk about the future of AI.
All right, let's do it.
What are you most curious about?
What about you?
What lies ahead
Yeah, what's coming next?
for this transformative technology?
Big question.
There are so many possibilities.
I know.
But I think what excites me the most is the potential for AI to augment human intelligence.
Augment, not replace.
Exactly.
Okay.
AI as a partner,
Yeah, I like that.
helping us to think more creatively, solve problems, even understand ourselves better.
That's a great vision.
Right. It's a future where humans and AI work together,
Together, yeah.
each contributing their own unique strengths to create something really extraordinary.
I love that, like a symphony
Yeah, like a symphony,
of human ingenuity and artificial intelligence.
working in harmony. But as with any powerful technology, we need to approach AI development with careful consideration.
Of course.
We need to be ethical.
Absolute.
We need to make sure it's used to benefit all of humanity.
Everyone, not just a select few.
Right. And that means addressing concerns about bias, fairness, accessibility, and making sure everyone has a voice.
Everyone has a seat at the table.
Yeah. And shaping the future of AI.
That's important.
It's a collective responsibility.
It is.
It's going to require collaboration between, researchers, developers, policymakers, and just everyday citizens.
We all have a role to play.
We need to have these open and honest conversations
Absolutely. No more secrets.
about the impacts of AI,
the good and the bad.
the good and the bad, and work together to create a future where AI is used for good.
A force for good in the world.
Well said. It's a challenging but incredibly exciting journey ahead.
It is, for sure.
But for now, let's take a pause and reflect
Okay.
on everything we've explored so far.
In this deep dive.
We've covered a lot of ground, from the technical nuances to the philosophical implications and the real-world applications that are already changing the world.
It's been an incredible journey.
It really has.
And we're not done yet.
We are not done yet.
Join us for part 3 as we explore even more mind-blowing possibilities.
I can't wait. Welcome back.
Yeah.
It's amazing to think how far AI has come in such a short time. We've gone from simple chatbots to these sophisticated reasoning models that can generate code, create art, and even help develop life-saving medicines. It's mind-boggling.
It really is. And as we've seen, each model brings its own unique strength shaped by its architecture and the massive amounts of data it's been trained on.
Exactly. But here's something I've been pondering. What if these models could actually collaborate? Imagine the possibilities if OpenAI and DeepSeek combine their expertise, allowing their models to work together, sharing knowledge and insights.
That's a fascinating idea, like creating a dream team of AI, each model contributing its specialized skills to tackle even more complex challenges.
It's like two heads are better than one. But we're talking about two incredibly powerful AI brains working together. What kind of breakthroughs can we see?
Oh, so many possibilities. Imagine AI-powered systems that could predict and mitigate climate change, develop personalized treatment plans for diseases, or design sustainable energy solutions for the entire planet.
Wow, ambitious goals.
Yeah.
But with the combined power of these AI models, they might actually be within reach. It's like unlocking a whole new level of problem solving.
Exactly. But fostering this kind of collaboration would have its challenges. Technical hurdles.
Right, like making sure the models are compatible.
Exactly. Ensuring compatibility between the different architectures, finding ways for them to communicate effectively.
And let's not forget the human element, OpenAI and DeepSeek. They're competitors,
They are.
each with their own, proprietary technology and business goals.
Right. So would they be willing to set aside those differences and truly collaborate?
Yeah, for the greater good.
That's the big question. It would require a real Schumann mindset,
Right, a recognition that collaboration could benefit everyone.
including the companies themselves.
Exactly, maybe a shared sense of purpose could be the catalyst.
A shared purpose. I like that.
Like realizing that some challenges are just so complex, so critical to humanity's future, that they demand a united front.
Right. A coming together of the brightest AI minds.
Exactly.
It would require a level of trust and transparency that we don't really see too much of these days.
Yeah, especially in the tech world,
Right. But if we could achieve it,
where rewards would be immeasurable.
they would.
Imagine a world where AI is not just a tool for solving problems, but a partner in shaping a brighter future.
I love that idea.
For everyone.
Yeah.
A future where AI helps us understand ourselves better, connect with each other more deeply, create a more sustainable and equitable world.
Beautiful vision. It might seem like a distant dream, but I think it's a future worth striving for.
I agree. And this brings me to another thought. If we want to realize this collaborative future, we need to make AI more accessible,
Yes. More understandable to everyone.
not just a select few.
I completely agree. Initiatives like open source AI, where the code and data are freely shared,
Right, open source.
that can play a crucial role in democratizing access.
It's like opening up the AI toolbox and inviting everyone to participate
Everyone's welcome.
and shaping its development and application.
Exactly.
But open source alone isn't enough. We also need to educate people about AI,
Yes, education is key.
how it works, its potential benefits and risks.
So people can make informed decisions.
Right, how to use it responsibly.
Responsibly, ethically.
It's about fostering a sense of shared responsibility, ensuring that AI development aligns with human values.
Human values at the center.
Exactly.
It's not predetermined, the future of AI. It's something that we're actively shaping.
With every choice we make.
Every line of code we write, every conversation we have.
This deep dive has been an incredible step in that direction, a journey of exploration and discovery that has left me feeling excited and hopeful.
We too. It's been a privilege to share this journey with you.
As we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final thought. The future of AI is a collaborative one. It's a future where humans and machines work together, each contributing their unique strengths to create something truly extraordinary.
And it's a future that's being shaped right now by researchers, developers, policymakers, and everyday citizens like you.
So stay curious, stay engaged, and keep exploring the ever-evolving world of artificial intelligence. Until next time, keep diving deep.